Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is ALYSSA COTTEN and I provide emotional and mental support for new coaches, counselors, content creators, and entrepreneurs. And in today's video, we're going to talk about high functioning anxiety and how that navigates and interferes with you as being an entrepreneur. So stay till the end to learn all the tips on how to navigate your own high functioning anxiety. So let's get a baseline. You might be asking, what is high functioning anxiety? So high functioning anxiety is where on the outside of the world, like looking out, you appear to be like calm, cool, collected, super successful, driven, productive. But on the inside, it feels like you're falling apart. It feels like I am a perfectionist. I can't say no. I have an inability to slow down. I feel like I need to be a people pleaser. I need external validation to keep going. So it's kind of like what looks on the inside as chaos and dysfunction, but to the outside world, people are saying you're super successful, you're a high achiever, you're a perfectionist, you're super outgoing, you're so driven. And what happens is with that high functioning anxiety, there's a disconnect, because what you see when you look in the mirror is not how people see you. And so how that interferes and impacts your everyday living, we're going to talk about, and we're also going to talk about ways to navigate. So I am a recovering high functioning anxiety person. I used to struggle with this so much. So I am speaking from my own examples. I'm speaking from my own experience that you do not have to live with anxiety, that you can find relief. And what happens with being an entrepreneur and being self-employed is a lot of the high functioning characteristics of anxiety actually make you a better entrepreneur, because it makes you a perfectionist, it makes you very driven, it makes you a people pleaser, inability to slow down, which is kind of all the kind of characteristics you need to start your own business, start your own self-employment journey. And so it kind of becomes this catch-22, because once you start to soothe your anxiety, the fear amps up even more, because the fear is saying, okay, if we're calm, we're not going to have that inner drive to push ourselves to the next level or make this new thing or reach out or promote our business. And so what happens is it becomes this like fear cycle of, if I heal and soothe my anxiety, does that mean my drive is going to disappear? And the answer is no. You can get rid of your anxiety and you can heal your anxiety without interfering with you being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, or putting yourself out there. High functioning anxiety can hinder your success as an entrepreneur, because what's happening is that anxiety is being fueled by fear. So fear of worst case scenario. So you might start mapping out worst case scenarios, even though that worst case scenario has never happened in the past, nor is it likely to happen in the present moment. So due to that high functioning anxiety, what can happen is you will stay busy because you don't want to attune to your feelings, because the feelings are kind of uneasy, panic, or even disbelief of your own ability. So you might start doing lots of busy work, and you might start to notice that you are avoiding the tasks that you need to do because your brain is just on to the next, kind of like autopilot. And you became an entrepreneur or a new coach or a new counselor or a content creator to get off autopilot. And what happens with high functioning anxiety is your body gets into a rhythm of autopilot, and you kind of just go and you're just checking through the list, you're just checking through the items without actually being in the present moment, without actually being in the here and now. A lot of times what can happen with high functioning anxiety, especially as you are on the self-employment journey, is fear of the future and disbelief in your own ability. So that anxiety is constantly pushing you to be more, to do more, and as a result there becomes this kind of disbelief in your own abilities. You might look at your past and say, I have been successful, everything that I've tried to do, I've been able to navigate and have success with it, but that high functioning anxiety tells you you can't do it, or in the future, it's not going to happen. And so what happens is, as you're future tripping, fearing of the future in the present, you start being more hustle, bustle, busy work, kind of just going on autopilot because you're so afraid that the future is going to be worst case scenario, so you're unable to stay in the present. And it just really becomes this toxic cycle of just being on autopilot and not feeling your feelings or feeling your experiences throughout the entire journey of like the highs and the lows that you're naturally going to feel as you're on this self-employed journey. Frequent symptom of high functioning anxiety is overthinking small details. So for example, let's say you're a content creator and you are posting something on Instagram, and you post it and you revise the caption 3, 4, 5 times. That anxiety inside is saying it needs to be better, it has to be perfect, I need to try it again. And that inner perfectionism is telling you it's not good enough. And so what happens with that high functioning anxiety is constantly telling you that it's not good enough, which is out of fear. Again, that fear is saying I have to be perfect, I have to be successful in order to make my dreams come true, make my goals, hit those sales, all of those things. And so that high functioning anxiety is constantly pushing you to do things that aren't necessary or even realistic. And another symptom of high functioning anxiety is you might start to cancel plans for fear that you don't have enough time. So the anxiety is telling you there's not enough time in the day for you to do all of your entrepreneurial tasks, hang out with friends, hang out with families. And so what happens is the first thing that kind of gets cut out is friends and family. And this is where it can become so isolating, because already on this entrepreneur journey, it's very alone, it's very isolating, it's very like one person show unless you're already at the late stage of hiring a team. But as you're on this journey, reminding yourself not to cancel plans for fear that you don't have enough time. We all get the same 24 hours, and reminding yourself that there is enough time in the day to do everything. You don't have to cancel your plans. So now that you've learned different symptoms of high functioning anxiety and how it interacts with you as an entrepreneur, I'd love for you to comment below what connects with you, what doesn't connect with you, what are some of your takeaways before we start talking about how to heal and move forward with our high functioning anxiety. So if this is a topic that is really something you want to learn more about, I'd love for you to join my free masterclass, Inner Compass Accelerator, how to have your internal world align with your external goals. And it just dives in more deeply on high functioning anxiety as an entrepreneur, as you're on this self-employment journey. So the first thing you can do to help navigate your high functioning anxiety is doing a body scan. And I actually have a video right here that you can tap into, and it's going to teach you how to do a body scan, how to get in tune with your body, feeling your emotions, your body's physical sensations, and that's going to help you to build that trust as you're moving forward with your level of intuition. So another thing you can do is ask yourself, where is my headspace at? Is my headspace looking for validation from others? Is it pushing me? Is it in a fear mode? Asking yourself, are you consumed with negative thoughts, or do you have belief that you can do it? And a really easy way to cultivate belief is through mantras. And mantras are basically positive affirmations that you can repeat to yourself that's going to help you get out of that cycle of that high functioning toxic anxiety. This can look like, I can do this, this will pass, I have been successful before, I can be successful again. And those mantras are going to help rewire your brain from that negative thinking to that positive, successful thinking. Another great tip is connecting to the fear. And you might be saying, I have no desire to connect to my fear, but anxiety is the root of anxiety is fear, because our anxiety is there to keep us on edge, to kind of keep us safe, keep us alive. And in regards to being an entrepreneur, that fear is like, you're not going to get that sale, you're not going to get that client. All this scarcity and lack comes forward, and we can just challenge the fear and ask ourselves, what is this fear trying to tell me? And maybe the fear is saying that I'm afraid if I put myself out there and it doesn't work, what will people think about me? And that's a really great starting point where we can either journal, we can meditate, we can even talk to someone about those fears and really normalize that what we're going through, other people have experienced and other people have been there before. And so connecting to the fear is one of the most beneficial ways that you are going to navigate and heal your high functioning anxiety. Again, we can't ever get rid of anxiety because anxiety is a natural instinct that allows us to stay safe. It keeps us in our, fight, flight, freeze, submit, or attach. And if you want to learn more about the different trauma responses, I have a video here. But what we can do is heal the anxiety in a way that's no longer preventing us from living our best life, from achieving our self-employment entrepreneur goals. So I'd love to hear from you. What are your takeaways from today's video? What are you hoping to implement? And the best thing you can do if you take anything away from today's video is connecting to your breath. So let's all pause and take a deep breath. Our breath is always in the present moment. When our mind is thinking about the future or evaluating the past, when we pause and take a deep breath, we bring both worlds to the present moment and we're able to just reflect on the here and now. Again, my name is Alyssa Cotton. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I release videos out every single Monday and I cannot wait to see you on the next video. Have a great day.